a party on the ocean. All are we together as one, happy as one. It's a party on the ocean.
नींद तुम्हें तो आती होगी, क्या देखा तुमने सपना। नींद तुम्हें तो आती होगी, क्या देखा तुमने सपना।
आँखें खुली तो तन्हाई थी, सपना हो न सका अपना। प्रीत बता कर भूल न जाना, बीच सीने सिखलाई।
तुम्हीं बेचा है खत में, फूल नहीं मेरा दिल है। तुम्हीं बेचा है खत में, फूल नहीं मेरा दिल है।
चुम ही लेता आज सुहाना, पास जो तुम मेरे होती।
तुम्हीं बेचा है खत में।
All are we together as one, moving as one. It's a party on the ocean. All are we together as one, happy as one. It's a party on the ocean. खत से जी भर काहे नहीं अब, नैन मिले तो चैन मिले। खत से जी भर काहे नहीं अब, नैन मिले तो चैन मिले।
चांद हमारे अंगना उतरे, कोई तो ऐसी रैन मिले।
मिलना हो तो ऐसे मिले हम, मिलने की सूरत लिख दो, मिलने की सूरत।
Old is gold. Good evening, and hey, welcome to Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. Let's give good night to Mr. Farouk Mumtaz Ali, Zaid Mohammed. How you doing? Rafi Mohammed, Maria Harris, the beautiful Maria Harris. Thank you very much. Hey Shazad, how you doing? Ganga Kishore in Toronto. How you doing? Tika Ramutar, Mr. Farouk. Thank you, and good night to each and every one of you locked on to Island Zone Radio. It's all about Chit Chat. What's on your mind? How was your day? Andrew Prasad, Mr. Omardath Maraj, the Ram Singh Sharma guy. That's right. December 28th is all going down at NYC Event Space, Amazura Concert Hall, and the famous YouTuber Mr. John from Queens. Narima Bibi, how you doing? Zakir Hussain, Anuj D, how you doing? Let's go. We have the beautiful Debbie Sanasi. Annette, how you doing? Alvin Ramsarub, that is Underground Sound in Schenectady. Nirmati Dat, how you doing? Good evening, good evening. Alvin, thank you. Good evening to each and every one of you. Shiraz, Ibrahim, and yes, you're locked on to Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. Miss the beautiful Nirmati Dat, raise the volume all the way up. Let's go. We have some beautiful tunes for you, and we have some fantastic topic to talk about tonight.
माही मैनू चाहियो ना, कि तेरे बिन दिल नहीं लगना, जिते बिट्टू चलना।
Imran Khan in Guyana, how you doing, my friend? Good night to you. Patti Sukram.
तू जी सकती नहीं, मैं जी सकता नहीं, कोई भी।
Special dedication going out to the beautiful Debbie Sanasi.
क्या तेरे बाजो मेरा
3, 2, 1
सचिया मोहब्बता बे माही किते और नयो मिलना, जीते भी तू चलना, आई मैं तेरे पीछे पीछे चलना,
पीछे चलना।
ओ माही रे, ओ माही रे।
part, I'm a bass heavy. Man a half from the man a boasty. Fling a camera rhythm like a touchy. Boasty, house on the coast G. My music so loud you can't hear me. Some boys them can't test me. I'm on a magical journey.
दिल विच तेरे यारा मैनू रहने दे आँखों से आँखों वाली गल कहने दे धड़कन दिल दिए धन पहचाने तू मेरा है मैं हूँ तेरी रब दिए जाने
पूरे सकती नहीं मेरा सकता नहीं तेरे बिन यार और जीते सकता नहीं क्या तेरे बाँचों मेरा
2, 1
Everybody! रंग तेरा चढ़या फेंके हुर कोई रंग नयो चढ़ना सचिया मोहब्बत आवे माही किते और नयो मिलना हो माही दे ओ माही
Boasty, boasty. God part, I'm a bass heavy. Man a half from the man a boasty. Fling a camera rhythm like a touchy. Boasty, house on the coast G. My music so loud you can't hear me. Some boys them can't test me. I'm on a magical journey.
माही मैनू चाहियो ना कि तेरे बिन दिल नहीं लगना जिते पिछू चलना है मही मैं तेरे पीछे पीछे चलना
पीछे चलना
जी सकती नहीं मैं जी सकता नहीं कोई दूसरी मैं शर्ता भी रखता नहीं क्या तेरे बाँचों मेरा
2, 1
सचिया मोहब्बत आवे माही किते और नयो मिलना जीते भी तू चलना आई मैं तेरे पीछे पीछे चलना
पीछे चलना
ओ माही दे ओ माही दे
Boasty, boasty. God part, I'm a bass heavy. Man a half from the man a boasty. Fling a camera rhythm like a touchy. Boasty, house on the coast G. My music so loud you can't hear me. Some boys them can't test me. I'm on a magical journey.
I'll be Ravi.
That is Mr. Ravi B. Yes, from the Karma Band, and they will be here. What is the date, Ken? I know you're excited.
It's the 28th.
It's the 28th
of December.
That's right. It's Chutney in the Snow, and we're so excited because Karma, the whole entire band, Ravi B and Karma, will be here alongside the beautiful Nisha B. And hey, Omardath Maraj is there, the beautiful Kavita Ramki soon, and the new flyer. There's a new face, a couple of new faces on that flyer. If Ken, you saw that one, Kavita Ramki soon, Ranjiv Ramdeen, and lots of folks there. But hey, tonight, I hope you guys enjoyed that song. We hope to make your night a better one. How was your day?
My day was beautiful. It's not bad. It's a little cold today, and the snow was falling, and I have to say thank you very much for
It is still falling
coming
in Astoria, and I was debating, the roads are a little bit slippery, but I said, you know what, I have to be here just first of all to congratulate you, if that's what I came in for, is to congratulate Ken on the Ken Ramprasad show yesterday. He launched his first debut on Island Zone Radio, and it was fantastic. It's about time we bring a platform to enlighten everyone about what's going on. And you know what, it took a lot of courage out of you to sit down here and put your own personal life on the table for everyone else to examine. And you know what, oftentimes we put the glorious and the glitz and the glamours out there. No one wants to say what's happening behind the scene. No one wants to say what made us, what gave us that strength and that courage. But you know what, Ken, I applaud you for doing that yesterday. Well done.
Well, thank you very much, Shanaz. And I got to tell you, I have to tell you too that you are a big part of all of this. And in life, I always say we have human angels, and you are absolutely one of my angels that's with me. And I always say, and my family, how we feel about you. Anyway, there's nothing that needs to be said about Shanaz Hussain and our family, because you know what? I say we show active love. When the day comes for show, everyone is saying, what are we going to cook today? Because Shanaz is coming. And so that's a good thing. So you know what? You were the springboard for all of this. And like I said before, there's so much I wanted to say for many years. And you're right, it takes courage to say all these things. But you know, Shanaz, when we look back, we're dealing with suicide and domestic violence. And somebody has to be brave enough to come out and speak out and to speak up for the ladies, actually, and all the accidents happening in Ghana and the suicide. And my message really yesterday is, you know what, life could start bad for you, but guess what, it could end well. And it's just for me. And I'm so glad I had this platform to speak. And you know, one thing I forget to tell you guys that over the years in my nursing career, I've amassed over 25 years of nursing awards and commendation letter from all my failures. And I always say that proudly, and I don't say that in a braggadocious way, just to show you from a failure, someone could come and be a star and shine like Kenneth. If you know what I mean.
And you know what? You weren't talking about just your success. You were talking about things that you fail in, some things that you look forward in accomplishing, but you didn't get it the first time. I remember you said you had your eyes on some uniforms. You really want to get that uniform for graduation, and then you end up losing all the money. Someone stole the money from you, right? You got robbed.
I can't forget that day how I got robbed of all my money, and you know, being poor back then, those $100 was a lot of money.
You know that would have make your day to put you out there for graduation. You know.
Yes.
But you know what? I applaud you for who you are today. And our setbacks in life, as we said, when one door closes, many windows open.
Absolutely.
And we always have to keep looking forward. Some of us keep looking backward. They don't see the big picture that's in front of them.
That's right. That's right. I so enjoy life now. You know, I am so thankful and grateful. And Shanaz, over the years, I tell people, you know what? We have to be thankful for the little things in life. We need to let people know how we feel about them. We need to say simple things like please and thank you. And guess what? And even a smile. I think that is my success. What really took me far beyond where I'm at today. Because every time, I don't know, the smile
your
always comes. Your
personality, you light up a room, you know, you can do something just to make someone happy.
That's right. And before we go, you know, I want to say special welcome to our brother, Selector Abid, who you know.
That's right.
Welcome
Selector
to Island
Abid
Zone.
on Island Zone Radio. Angela Ramstrand, good evening to you. Juanita Khan, how you doing? Debbie Sanasi, Maria Harris, Bibi Hussein, Navin Buddha, how you doing? Sabita Kumar, we love all our viewers and we love to keep you entertained. Rajiv Rajnarayan, we're missing you in the studio tonight. Sabita Kumar, how you doing? Indira Prasad, Kavita Chan, hey Mala, good evening, good evening. You're locked on to Island Zone Radio. It's Monday night and it's time to chit chat with Shanaz and Ken. Tony Gay, how you doing? Diana Shivram, welcome. Mr. John Nimat was locked on yesterday and he was applauding you as well. Maria Harris, good evening to you. Thank you guys very much. Success brings, you know, hard work brings success. And not the first time around you might succeed in something, but you have to keep trying. You have to have a positive mentality. Keep thinking and you will achieve what you
That's right.
desires.
It took me 2 tries to pass the State Board Nursing of exam here in New York. It took me 3 years, 3 times, which is 3 years to pass the judge's test for the board. So you have to be patient and you have to keep that foot on the pedal. You cannot sit back and say, you know what, I'm going to do this. You have to move. You cannot stay one place.
That's
if
right.
You know what
Keep
I mean.
working. As they say, slow and steady wins the race. You know, keep on going slow. You don't have to be a winner today, but sometime you will be a winner. So, guys, thank you for locking on to Island Zone Radio. It's Monday. Vanessa, how you doing? Vanessa Matura, Kamraj, good evening, good evening. The beautiful Auntie Nalini and Michael Naidu, Nadira Prasad, thank you very much. And yes, guys, we urge you to share. There's only so much sharing we could do as we have a lot of topics to discuss tonight, some of which are...
That's right. We're going to talk about it. But hello to Miss Sandra Singh. I'm so glad that Sandra is on board and she's listening to us. She's a very good friend of the family, has always been supportive with my boys growing up. And so let me say that, you know, today, Shanaz, there was a woman who stabbed her husband. She had 3 kids. And from what I was hearing is that she stabbed her husband earlier this year. So, you know what our message is that, you know, if you can't get along in this relationship, it doesn't make sense that you continue going into this relationship and continue living in this relationship. Look what the outcome is going to be. Someone
Sometimes
died.
it's very tragic.
It's very tragic. The husband died. Now you have 3 beautiful kids who's young, who's going to be motherless and fatherless. Because guess what? You will have to go to prison for the things that you have done, the murder that you committed.
Right. You didn't think about your actions. You know, what's going to happen after you committed this violent
So what we can encourage, people who is in this situation, I always say go and get therapy, go and speak to your
Get
therapist, your
counseling, get marriage
counselors.
counseling. You could get individual counseling, and if you feel like it's not working, if you're taking one step up, two-step backward, it's not working. There's only so much tries and so much effort you can put into a relationship. So guys, and a lot of guys are saying, you know what, the ladies sometimes really pressure them. They really would drag them through the mud sometimes, but it's not an excuse to domestic
That's right.
violence.
And we will go and talk about that coming up because we have some stories. Also, another thing that I was reading today is that energy drink, who sometimes I used to drink, but I stopped. It's like it causes so much problem. It could cause you to get stroke and all these things. So we encourage, the best thing to drink, Shanaz, water.
The best thing on earth is water, and it's good for you. Rodney, how are you doing? Angela Ramsaram, Selecta Abid, welcome on board. Sham, how are you doing? Good evening to you. And the beautiful Kita Rampersad. I believe you guys deserve a song. And let's read Maria Harris. She said, I always say it in a relationship can't work. If a relationship can't work, keep moving. That's right. And my uncle Azan and the beautiful Lana Badruddin, welcome from Florida. Good evening to each and every one of you. Bertie Ramcharan, how you doing? Vinod Love, Natasha. And that's always really good. And our topic tonight, as we have so many other topics to discuss, if you would like to get right into that topic and said the outcome. Joining us on Island Zone Radio. event space formerly known as Amazura Concert Hall. Ravi B and the entire Karma Band will be there alongside Mr. Omardath Maraj.
One Saturday evening, we by Brigridge making a lime. He was making a pillow and we having a nice time.
That's right, people saying we're having tea in the studio. Marine Ramsher and Mr. John the Match, my handsome cousin from Toronto. Please all fun. Good evening to you, my cousin. Mr. Harry George.
Watch it. Dolakata halmajida danta. When you hear me lime in Israel bakana. Arre dolakata halmajida danta. When you hear me lime in Israel bakana. It's bakana. It's bakana. When you hear me lime in bakana. Arre dolakata halmajida danta. When you hear me lime in Israel bakana.
Mr. Chatak Matak Omardath Maraj Ram Singh Sharma. Good evening to each and every one of you. Anwar, how you doing? Good evening to you. Rajiv is missing out in the studio. Debbie Sanasi, good evening to you. Angela Ramsron, that's right. Too much sugar is not good for you. Your health is your wealth. Take care of it today. Mr. John Amat, it is snowing in NYC, so if you guys are driving, keep those eyes on the road, your hands on the steering, and raise the volume all the way on Island Zone Radio. That is www.islandzoneradio.com, Facebook Live, and our topic tonight. We can't wait to party with you, Maria Harris, on December 28th. That's right. We are drinking Nescafe in the studio. John might have a camera, I believe, in the
That's
studio.
right. He see what I was drinking. That's right. Malad.
Guberdan Das, how are you doing, my friend? Mansoor Haq, how are you doing? Don Isahak, thank you very much.
Yes, Don is always, I always tell her, he's always fond of Shanaz.
And the beautiful Bindu Kohli, how are you doing? The beautiful Bindu Kohli,
That's
good
nice to
evening
have
to
Bindu
you.
Kohli on our program. I'll always watch her show. And I want to say to Anwar from Anrijana, Spring Garden in Esquibo. You know, Shanaz, I have many stories to tell. When I was a young boy growing up, I always used to go to their house there and had so much fun, eat so much mangoes. So I'm glad that he locked on tonight.
Speaking of Essequibo, there's an Essequibo reunion annual dinner and dance happening this Saturday, December 7th. And hey, it's Guyana Essequibo organization. Come on out and get your tickets. I'll let you know of the location. And I know Lion Inderjeet Paul, alongside so many lions, will be there. It's going on Liberty Palace, 130-11 Liberty Avenue. That is annual dinner and dance for the Essequibo folks. Come on down. I hope to see you guys there. Let's go. Our topic tonight, I know Ken is well planned tonight. He has so many things he want to talk to you guys about.
That's right. That's right. Well, Don, thank you for tuning in, my brother. I'm glad to have you on always. Babita Gall, thank you for tuning in. Another thing that surprised me today, is that this girl, 16 years old, her mother was hooked up to a life support. You sent it to me. And guess what?
Her grandfather was hooked up on life support. So she went and she unplugged the life support to put her phone to charge. Her iPhone. She wanted her iPhone charged. So she removed the life support. She didn't know how important, kids. What is important? You don't realize you need someone is on life support and you unplug that wire instead of tracing it to see what is going on with that.
That's right. And then I want to say happy birthday to Raymond Hamid. He's all the way in Virginia. He watches us sometime. He's a tennis star here, there representing Guyana sometime. Another story that bothers me, a 49-year-old fisherman of Lot 18 Bennett Dam, the Edward Village on the west coast of Demerara, was discovered hanging in Blaymont Police Station, lockup on Sunday around 6:10 p.m. You know what? He was found hanging from two pieces of his underwear by ranks. I was kind of surprised that happened there when he didn't have anything much, but that was very clever of him to use his underwear to hang himself. And I was wondering still, I always like to go on the fence and wonder what's going on really. Did he really kill himself or did somebody else did it for him?
Right.
Because he was having domestic problem with his wife, and it's so sad. And Shanaz, we can't say enough how it's important. And I know that Guyana, doesn't have a lot of therapy that you can go, but you can go to your pandit and all these kind of things, right?
Churches,
yes.
Mandir Masjid Church. You could go
wherever you go, you can go talk to someone.
The beautiful Girly Smith, Gilda Smith, how you doing? Girly Prasad, that's right. Gilda Smith, how you doing? Anthony Prasad, good evening to you. That was from Fort Lauderdale, that's right. And Safraz Omar from Toronto, how you doing? Princess Yummy, Maria Harris, thank you very much. Anwar would like to say good night to his three beautiful daughters. Good evening, good evening. Avinash Budu, how you doing? Barbara Singh, Donnie Sahak, thank you.
Yesterday as I was playing, I listened to, I want to portray our Guyanese talent on my show. Not so much people from India and so on.
That's right. And I heard the beautiful voice, well, not the very first time, but the beautiful voice of Girly Prasad. And yes, if I didn't know her better, it sounds like someone from India.
Yes, I was surprised. I didn't expect her to sound as good as she sounded yesterday. And
so Girly Prasad, congratulations to you. You're making us Guyanese proud. Nadir Pasram, how you doing? Maureen Ramcharan, good evening. And everyone enjoy. Hey, Indar, how are you doing? Good evening to you.
So, Shanaz, let's talk about this. A father hung himself after his ex-wife wouldn't let him see their 3 children for Christmas last year. So, a father of 3 has been found dead at his flat. This happened in England, right? So, what happened, he hung himself to death after his ex-wife prohibited from meeting with his 3 children for Christmas. His girlfriend told the inquest into his death that her boyfriend Bull struggled with mental health issue spiral at Christmas when his ex-wife did not allow him to see his children. She specifically claimed that it was a number of reasons that Bull hasn't been feeling well all the time and subsequently took his own life. The girlfriend told the court that Bull's ex-partner used his mental health problem against him to prevent him from seeing the kids and to meet with the children. Child access only became an issue once the ex-wife found out that this guy had a girlfriend. Child access only became an issue once his ex-wife found out that he had another relationship. She added that he only was very limited access and it hurt him a lot that he wasn't able to meet with his kids. So here it is that his father and stepmother went and they found him dead in his apartment. And it's a sad story. And what we want to see, and it's going to be a good discussion, both me and you can chime in and talk, and we could also have our viewers.
We love to get our input from the viewers. And you know what, Ken? The depression rises, especially on the holiday time.
That's
and, you know,
right.
It's holiday time. Everybody wants to see their children on a day-to-day basis. They love their children.
Right.
But for women, and I was talking to a friend earlier, he said, you know what, Shanaz, a lot of women use other relationship to make us men as victims. You know, they sabotage our relationship with our children. They use it as a plea bargain. You can't have another woman if you want to see the children. But, you know, if the relationship is now working, allow the partner to move on with his life, you know, by getting stuck together.
And it goes both ways. I don't see why there can be mother love their kid and the father love the kid, and both of them have rights to visit these children. And we're going to talk about mental health issue in just a minute. But, you know, when you look at it, and you know, because I've been a psych nurse for so many years, and because of our show, I always when I'm interviewing my patients, you know, I do admissions and I know they have this diagnosis of depression and so on, and they came from a broken home. I dig into them to ask them more questions. What happened? How do you feel? Did you wish that your parents and you get along and so on? And you know what? They all want the same thing, that they wish their parents could have stayed together. And then if that didn't work out, that they could have visit both mother and father. And so my message to you guys is don't think about you and your husband problem. Think about the long run of these children. Do what's best for you, yes, but also look at your children. Don't use them as a barter. And a lot of parents, especially women, they use these children to barter with their husband. And guess at the end of it all, who really suffer is the children. And then when you find that when the children grow up to be adult, you find they have depression, they commit suicide.
They're rebellious also. Then they resent you for something that if they found out, you know, you were keeping their back from their parents or their father, they become rebellious and they hate you for that.
Exactly. So the best thing to do, man, is to sit down, get some therapy. And we were talking about, I was telling you we're going to talk about mental health. And if the partner that you have, your husband, like this guy in this case, he has mental problem and you're scared, there is always, you can get the police or involved that can go and have a supervised visit where you have even a social worker can come and accompany your kids so they can see their father who is mentally ill.
Or take them in a public place where you could be there in the background observing them yourself, you know.
Absolutely.
But there's so many things you could do to have a supervised visit. There's no reason to neglect, you know.
That's right. And do what is best for your children and for everyone. I mean, it would have helped if this guy get a chance to visit his 3 children. It's Christmas time, and I can tell you from experience that a lot of people, a lot of my patients around this time, we have to heighten up our job. All the workers, we do have a meeting sometime, and we're told by our bosses, you know what, now is the time. You guys need to pay attention to these clients, because guess what? A lot of people, they lost their family member, whether the mother, the father, or the children, and it probably might be the first holiday for them, and you know what, they become sad, depressed, and so
you don't know their actions.
That's right. So it's always good to you know what, do what's best for them. It really takes them a long way and would help in any given situation.
And it's good to know that you guys are there for them at the center. They could come in anytime and have someone to talk to. So mental health is very important. We all need to speak to someone, or it becomes bundled up inside and you don't know how to deal with it in the long run. Nadira, Pastor Ram, good evening to you. Don, thank you very much. He said, yep, a place of prayer would always help. Indra, good evening to you. Maureen Ramchran, Girly Prasad. Thank you guys for tuning into Island Zone Radio. And it's Monday night. It's Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. Ryan Prasad for Waka. Joseph Abraham, good evening to you. And hey, Maha Expo is locked on. My handsome cousin Farzan, good evening to you as well. The beautiful Geeta Ramprasad, Mr. John Nimat. And John said he wants Ken to sing a Christmas song.
When Christmas Day come, I will probably do that.
We have enough snow today.
Oh,
We don't
yes.
want
You
any
buddy.
more snow. So, Mr. John, no singing for Ken tonight. Girly Prasad, good evening to you. And she wrote, you guys are correct. People use their children to get to their exes and other way around too.
You know, another thing I'm going to talk about, Shanaz, what we can talk together. You know what? I was listening to someone yesterday. Someone sent me a text, and like I said, I was so saddened by that text just before I went on to my show. And I, you know, sometimes you think that you have it bad, but guess what? Sometimes people have it so much bad and worse than you. So we need to start count our blessings. Another thing that I want to say, and I'm always open to this, and you know, if one of your spouse die or you and your spouse separated, I don't see why you can't have a friend or a husband. I don't see it should be a really curse for you. I always say this one thing, and you guys could hear me time and time again. I said, listen, this life is precious. It's a one-time, one-shot deal. You're not coming back as the same person. If you're Hindu, you believe you're coming back. You can't do it back. So guess what? Make the best of this life that you have. Live your life to the fullest. And don't worry to the naysayers who saying, well, you can't have somebody, you can't do this. I've always tell my wife, I said, listen, and I make a joke out of it. You know, I don't know if I should tell you guys, but I said,
if I'm not around, move on. Keep
I
flying.
said, if I die at a young age, find somebody else who can love you, but make sure they love you. I said, my name wasn't written on blah, blah, blah. Right, Shanaz?
That's
So
right.
go
Find
ahead and
someone
live
that can
your
make you
life.
happy
Absolutely.
and keep flying.
But get somebody who can treat you better than I do. Don't get a man who will abuse you
Right.
and treat
Always
you bad. Right?
work your way up. You know,
That's
you do
right.
a trade-in for upper class.
That's right.
Mala, good evening to you. Thank you very much. Roshni, Lal Mohammed, how you doing? Mr. Joseph Abraham, how are you? Ryan Fawaka, Maha, Expo, Sabita Kumar. I believe you guys deserve a song. We'll be right back as the DJ is ready. Let's go. You're locked on to Island Zone Radio. Let's chit chat and drink some tea along.
This is a story that took place in Sawa with an old car.
Stinky, Mailbox, Maha. I park up my car in Sawa, chupake. I get a flat tire in Sawa, chupake.
That is Master Salim. Dolly's back. Thank you very much. Bimla Prasad, how you doing? Good evening, good evening. She says she has a late checking. Natasha Dodge, how you doing?
I park up
Bibi Hussein.
in Sawa, chupake. I get a flat tire in Sawa, chupake. If you love up your Escort, if you love your Portina, if you love your 120, this car that I buy is a brand new second hand. But on the highway I'm moving like Superman. I pick up my boys and them to go fetting tongue. But when I reach Sawa, the car break down. I park up my car in Sawa, chupake. I get a flat tire in Sawa, chupake. Me a Hano spanner or spare tire, chupake. If you see bad weather in Sawa, chupake. I park up my car in Sawa, chupake. I get a flat tire in Sawa, chupake. If you're rolling under the air, if you're rolling with Michelin, if you're racing with Pirelli, while I driving, I hearing a wobble. So I pull aside to see if it was trouble. And when I come out, it was a flat Jamaica in Sawa, chupake, chupake. I get a flat tire in Sawa, chupake, chupake. Me a Hano spanner, or spare tire, chupake, chupake. If you see bad weather in Sawa, chupake, chupake. I park up my car in Sawa, chupake, chupake.
Sissy McBill, how you doing? Mickey Khan, good evening to you. Mr. Calamity Majid, good evening, good evening.
If you're rolling under the air, hands in the air. If you're rolling with Michelin, hands in the air. If you're racing with Pirelli, hands in the air. I want you to spin your pockets and pull out Ricky. Well, I give up yes, chupake, chupake.
Special birthday greetings are going out to the beautiful Maureen.
Chupake, chupake.
You're locked on to Island Zone Radio, and it's time to chit chat with Shanaz and Ken. Angela Ramsden, good evening to you. And yes, it's always good to have someone that you love and love you right back. Tonight we're talking about all the tragedy that's happening around the world, and not just Guyana tonight. Pat Sahadeo, good evening to you. Mickey Khan, good evening, good evening. And let's continue with our topic as Ken is ready.
That's right. That's right. Welcome, guys, back to Island Zone Radio, Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. I love our team. It's such a beautiful thing that the two of us has crossed paths in this life. Also, I want to say on December the 7th, which is sponsored by the Daughters of Guyana in 600 Hill Avenue, Elmont, they will have a get-together from 7:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. That's late, but we can go. The ticket is $40, and if you want tickets, you can call 516-708-7796, or you can call Tara at 718-300-8473. So this is presented by the Daughters of Guyana. I think it's the girls from Lenora, a couple of them, that what they do with this money that they the profit, they help take care of the elderly back in Guyana, especially in Lenora.
That's right. And the Essequibo folks also having their annual dinner and dance. It's going down at Liberty Palace, 130th Street and Liberty Avenue. Tickets are only $30, and they also do things for their village in Essequibo, Guyana, I must say. So guys, support one of these causes, and it's always good. Bibi Khan, good evening to you. Vimla Prasad, good evening, good evening. Lisa Singh, how you doing? Let's go.
I see Vimala Prasad tune in a little late, but that's all right. It's always good to have Vimala on. So, and I may be interviewing Vimala sometime this year or early next year. So just sharpen up that tongue, Vimala, and so we will have a good discussion, a good chit chat on my show, the Ken Ram Prasad Show. This morning as I was driving into work, Shanaz, I this word came to my mind where people talk about validation, and so much of us think about validation, and we want people to validate what we are doing. It is a true thing. We want people to say thank you very much for the things that we do for them.
The little things like opening a door sometime, a car door, a store door, you hold the door.
It makes a difference.
A little appreciation goes a far way.
Yes, and when you do something, you want people to acknowledge you. You want your boss to acknowledge you that, and little things like, wow, you did a good job. You did a fantastic job. And those little things really means a lot sometimes for some people. You get them to do so many other things and to do a great and excellent job. But I want to say this, and you and I know we talk about this so many times, that we shouldn't really depend on someone to validate us. We should think great about our own self. Don't let anybody back us and think that they're going to put us down. You rise up against it. And I know there is something right now budding on Facebook, but you know what? We have to, as human beings, try to give our best. And when you give your best, you don't need to worry about things. It is sad that sometimes some of us, some people within our group, they think that, they have to walk on someone in order for them to rise and shine.
You can't blow out someone's candle to, expect yours to be brighter.
Yes,
they could both bright the place at the same time.
That's right. You know what? Only light can really take away the dark. So, guys, we all need to stop and get along and
it's a shame when you speak of the elderly or big grown folks acting like children on Facebook. Hey, good evening to the beautiful Una Prasad, Hemraj Ratan, how you doing? Bibi Hussein, thank you very much. Love is in the air, and that's love for each and every one of you as human being. We should love one another. Life is short, and you don't want to leave someone with a bitter taste in their mouth.
That's absolutely correct. You're right, Shanaz. And so in the U.S., I was reading the newspaper and I thought this was important, and this is good to something of importance to talk about. In U.S., the life expectancy is still on the decline, and here is why. According to CNN, life expectancy at birth, the average length of time that you are expected to live, continues to drop for Americans, a new study find. And guess what? We find that drug overdose, suicide, alcohol-related illness, and obesity are largely to be blamed for all of this. These problems have been building since the 80s, according to a study that was done. The U.S. has been making steady progress. Life expectancy increased by nearly 10 years over the last half century, from 69.9 years in 1959 to 78.9 years in 2016. But the pace of this increase slowly over time, while other high-income countries continue to show a steady rise in life expectancy. After 2010, U.S. life expectancy plateau, and in 2014, it began to reverse, dropping for 3 consecutive years from 79.9 years in 2014 to 78.6 in 2017. This is despite the U.S. spending the most on health care per capita than any other country. And so what I want to say, Shanaz, is that it's things that could help really, what we can really do to improve our life. And some of the things that we can do really is, for example, we exercise. We do things that...
Obesity is on the rise. Diabetes is on the rise. Your health, as I say, is your wealth. If you don't take care of you, who will? And Sabita Kumar, good evening to you. Donnie Sahak, it's tea. It's snowing in NYC, so it's time for some tea. Gita Baldeo, thank you very much. Let's say happy birthday to beautiful Maureen Ramcharan, a follower and a very good friend of our group.
That's right, that's right. So if you're obese, one of the good things that you can do for your own self is try to exercise. And try to exercise, and I'll go talk about this later on, to at least half an hour a day. Try to eat a balanced diet. Eat food that's good for you. Try, if you're diabetic, watch your diet. Eat a diabetic diet. Try to avoid the sugar and all these things. So guess what? You can continue living a long
healthy
time.
Healthy and long life. Not just... A lot of folks want longevity, but you know what? What's the purpose of living 100 years if you can't help yourself or you can't be well to take care of yourself?
That's right. And I'm going to talk to you about something that I personally feel about. Also, drug overdose. This is, we can help this. I've always been an advocate to say, don't start using drugs, especially from a kid. And from what I've seen over the years, that so many patients I've had, and Shanaz, what was surprising to me...
It's like getting a monkey on your back. You never could get rid of it.
Right. And guess what? I met, like, grandfather was in detox. I find the father was in detox. Then the son was in detox. 3 generations in detox. And at one time, it was so surprising that you find the father and son, both of them in detox at the same time. And I always ask the question, one of the questions I always ask my patients is, my God, you see what drugs did to your grandfather, your grandmother, and everybody else. How come? Why you got to go try this? You know what I'm saying? And I used to tell some people that, I want to really try drugs to see what it does to you really. But everyone keep telling me, Ramzad or Ken, you don't need to start doing drugs. If you do drugs, guess what? You get hooked.
You could be a bystander and see what's going on and what's happening, because the minute you try to open a can of worms, you don't know if you could stop. You can't control yourself. So why go down that road?
That's right. That's right.
Hey, Brandon, good evening to you. Angela Ramsran, Donnie Sahak, Diana Shivram, Gita Baldeo, Cuba Hussein, how are you doing? Nadia Mulchan, good night, good night. Thank you guys for locking on to Island Zone Radio. The beautiful Lalita Deo Prasad. Where's our 2 singers? They're fantastic. They love entertaining us on Facebook Live. You're watching us on Island Zone Radio. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is always caring. And guess what? I love our Facebook because it tells us who's the one sharing.
Yeah. I could see who's sharing. It is true.
So it says share. If you guys are enjoying the program, let's bring some awareness. Share it to your page. You don't have to share it to the group. Just share it on your page. You never know who will be listening and who will know to reach out to Ken Ramprasad for some help.
That's right. And there is so much help here in New York City. And a lot of them is free. For example, where I work, it's free. Even if you're here illegally, you can help yourself. You can just make that call and come in, and we will take care of you. Despite whatever going on with you, we will give you the support to try our best to see how we can help you.
If you know
get off of
anyone
drugs.
struggling with drugs, call Ken Ramprasad. He's a detox nurse. Sabita Kumar, good evening to you. I believe we'll play a song for the beautiful Maureen Ramcharan's birthday. That's right. Let's wish the beautiful
Happy
Maureen
birthday, Maureen.
Ramcharan a
Happy
happy birthday. Girly Prasad, good evening to you. Diana Shivram, thank you very much. Tea and honey is the way to go. Let's go, DJ. Old is Gold, specially dedicated to the beautiful Maureen Ramcharan. Done by the beautiful Nisha B and Ravi B. They will be here December 28th at NYC Event Space, formerly known as Amazura Concert Hall. Guys, get your tickets. Let's go chutney in the snow. And it is snowing in NYC right now. Raymond McAdam, good evening to you and thank you for sharing, Don. Kamini Chuninal, good evening to you, and as Don said, you always trade up, you don't trade down. Terry Denai, Nasima, how you doing? The beautiful Hasina Bano. Sabida Jilal. Is Gold. That is a beautiful song done by Nisha B and Ravi B from Karma Band. They'll be here December 28th. As we all encourage you guys to come on down, and it's good to socialize. It's good to go out now and then. We don't tell you guys to go out every weekend, but certain events we would say go out, have fun. Hey, good night to the beautiful Linai. How you doing? Good evening to Gita Baldeo, Diana Shivram, Maureen Ramcharan. Thank you very much. And yes, December 28th, NYC Event Space, Mr. Omardath Maraj and Ravi B and the whole entire Karma Band will be here. It might be the very first time I'll be seeing Nisha B up close. And guess who is one of your MC? It's SMS and Ken. That's right. I'll be seeing you on stage, off stage. Not forgetting the dance floor, Ken. You know, you said dancing. Exercise is good, but dancing is the best exercise. What do you think?
And you know, I liked it that.
Dancing is really good, guys. Put some
I love to
steps,
dance.
put some movement into
Steps in the steps.
Yes, do some movement around the house when you're sweeping. Move those hips, move those arms. You know, keep things going. Keep your body active.
Man, you know, Shanaz, I could tell you, like I said, you know what? We need to help our body to live a good life, to do good. The more you move your body, it's better for you.
Bone,
Healthy. And like
muscles
I
is good
shouldn't
for
say
your
this.
bone and muscles.
I like today I was like combing my hair and I watched myself in the mirror and I says, "Wow, I look good for 50, going to be 56." I mean, you know what? And I always praise my own self.
And you go to the doctor
yeah.
regular. You exercise
I
a lot,
exercise.
so you eat
I try
well.
to
I know
exercise.
you're on a very good healthy diet. So guys, it's the best time of the year to start making your New Year's resolution when it comes to eating healthy. It's no other time than right now to say, you know what, I'll have some more vegetables per week.
Right, and that's the goal to do is to always eat something that's healthy for you, and always add some vegetables and fruits.
Start slowly because to change a complete diet is a lot of work. We
Right,
all
you're
accustomed of
correct.
eating all these things, and changes are good, but you have to do it slowly. Hey G1, good evening to you. How you're doing? The beautiful Lalita Dear Prasad, Gita Balde, Mavis Kisoon. Hey Robert Ramp, how you're doing? Howdy to you too. And we want everyone to join us this year and tag us in your gym pictures, or if you're exercising at home, do tag us. That's Shanaz and Ken, and we'll tag you when we're going to the gym or what we're doing.
That's right. That's right. You know, Shanaz, for the past couple of days, within 7 days, there was 12 people who died in Guyana by road accident.
That's right. We woke up this morning watching Guyana Critic live on Facebook Live.
Right.
Let's say good evening to the beautiful, hey, not beautiful, Mr. J.P. Suku, the Justice of Peace from Guyana. And speaking of all the accident, Mr. J.P. Suku, I'd like to put you on the dot there to see what's going on. Maybe you should give us an inside scoops because the roadway in Guyana is so narrow that why these drivers are going at the pace they're going is outrageous.
You're right, but before you go, I don't want to miss Shanaz Gafoor. Good night, and thank you for tuning in to our program. Home cook is the best way to go. You are right, baby. I see our guy
Ryan Jeffrey. Good
just
evening
showed in.
from Island Zone Radio. Eat well and eat a lot more greens, guys. Don Isahak said, steam. That's right. And yes, we're talking about the dangers of the Guyana's road.
Yeah, so Shanaz, it bothers me. Especially a couple of days ago, I saw a young girl who lost her life, and I can't imagine how difficult it is for the parents to learn that the young child died. And what my concern is when the government of Guyana or the police chief will say, you know what, enough is enough. Because guess what? How I feel, I believe in my heart that every time someone dies, you should be getting up and sitting on your bed and say, what can I really do to help with this? How can I help? What is there I can do? In fact, I'm thinking of this very seriously. They probably need to pull in all these minibus drivers and the car and give them a mandatory 10-hour class.
That's right.
Put them under some pressure.
I don't think the cops are doing their job in Guyana when it comes to speeding.
Well, you know what? We know Guyana, and what happened is that you're taking too much bribe. And I want to say some words, but I have to hold back my tongue because I get very upset when these
it's
children
money under
die.
the table and everyone,
Someone get caught driving, they give the police some money,
bribe.
and guess what? They don't get any charge. They need to take these things very seriously. I'm surprised to hear early morning, 4:30, someone get killed, someone car run off the road. And you know what? I think next year, March, and as if things really slow down in Guyana, I want to go and sponsor a national debate in Guyana about road accidents and what we can do. And I want to invite probably the police chief, all the top brass. I hope I can able to pull this off.
We will definitely pull that off. We
You
don't
know.
have to go to Guyana to get them on the air, guys. And big
Yeah.
things are happening. We'll have them calling in soon to Island Zone Radio. As Ryan Jeffrey said, speed kills. Why are they speeding? Good evening to Avida Dan Raj, Robert Ramp. How are you doing? Maria Harris says, speed thrills and kills. Donnie Sahak said, too many innocent people are losing their lives. And, your children are on the road. They're leaving for school without returning, So there should be someone being responsible for all of this.
These guys should be held accountable for every time something they get a ticket. Pay hefty fine. Even I say if you have to take
Suspend their
someone's car,
license after 4 speeding.
I said 3.
3, okay.
Yeah, if you speed, put it up so high that guess what, they can't afford to pay it, and you take their car.
Right.
I mean, I don't mind if they say my family is doing it, because guess what? Every life counts, and especially these innocent people walking down the street and, bam, a car hit them and they die. And guess what? A lot of people suffer behind of this. Children suffering. Husband left without a wife. Wife left without a husband. Who's going to take care
Children left
of all
without their
these
parents.
Yes.
You know what?
And
Innocently.
who is going to take care of these children? You know what I'm saying? So
Reginald, good evening to you. How you're doing? Avida Danraj, thank you very much. Mr. Joseph Ramotar, and that is the Ramotar family. Big up to the beautiful Sassy Ramotar and Nati Ramotar. Donnie Sahak, thank you very much. Ryan, Jeffrey, good evening to you and the entire crew on Island Zone Radio. Do join us on the TuneIn app on Google also. And that is www.islandzone.com. I'm locked on 24/7 on the radio, so I know who's on, who's not on. And if you're having a rough day, you want to hear some tunes in your office, take them with you wherever you go. You could always go back and listen to our program. Anita Ramkisoon, how you doing? Good evening to you.
Mavis Kisoon, she says, good night to my friend Girlie Prasad. Last 2 days more for me in New York. I'm going home back to Canada. It's a lot of snow. Well, Mavis, it's not a lot of snow. It's just a little bit snow here. Thank God we managed to get by this. I see Razia Hussein just locked on. Diana Shiram, very sad. Every day people get killed
by reckless driving and speeding. That's right.
And I see, I always like to see my good friend Lalita Deo Prasad. When I went to Guyana, I was stumbled upon the street, the speed. I was odd Oscar, my firstborn. I hope I can get her to come on the program one day, because we chit chat one day and she have a very interesting story to tell. So hope we can get her in one day to chit chat with. You know what I'm saying? Shanaz, we want to go for a song or
And Robert Ramp, he said he was speeding on the highway and the cops pulled him over. I hope they give you a big hefty fine. Bibi Hawk, good evening to you, the beautiful Bibi Hawk. I hope to see you December 28th, and it's all about Chutney in the Snow. NYC Event Space, formerly known as Amazur Concert Hall, 9112 144 Place, Jamaica. Let's go for a beautiful number, and we'll be right back on Island Zone Radio. It's time to chit chat with Shanaz and Ken every Monday right here on Island Zone Radio. Stay safe, but raise the volume all the way up. Let's go.
Nisha B, the one, the only Free Ram, Randy B and Maha. Here we go.
Boy, you don't have to be the last one standing. Boy, show me you could be the one.
Tu aquí a mi lage, tu nini aja. Fila na hela bage, ni teri utte marda.
Tu gali pari karda, ve kari ki wakaja. Nande ya tu aja Sonia.
I want to see you wine like this, Shabby. Roll up your body, bum diggy diggy bum bum. And when she turn up the party, the men go crazy, bum diggy diggy bum bum.
You got me like crazy, that you go to me.
The beautiful Razia Hussein, Ryan Jeffrey, Bibi Hawk, good evening to the beautiful Nafisa Noor, Auntie Nafisa Noor, how you doing? Arvin Manbo, good evening to you, Linai, how you doing? That's right, come and shake it with the beautiful Nisha B, Diana Shivram, Razia Hussein.
La la la.
I know Ryan Jeffrey will be there.
Me gusta. Esviran y karma. Me gusta. Los DJs no mienten, le gusta mi gente y eso se fue mundial. No le bajamos, ma nunca paramos, es otro palo y blanco. ¿Y dónde está mi gente? Me vemos en la peste. ¿Y dónde está mi gente? Say yeah, yeah, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Ay, dígase. Girl, I know you want me. I don't think you have to get प्यार में. You don't believe me. I Estamos rompiendo la discoteca, la fiesta no para apenas comienza. C'est comme ça, ma chérie, la 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 la. Trinidad, Guyana, me gusta. Elvira y Karma, me gusta. Los DJs no mienten, le gusta mi gente y eso se fue mundial. No le bajamos, mas nunca paramos, es otro palo y blanco. ¿Y dónde está mi gente? Me ve bouger la tête. ¿Y dónde está mi gente? Say yeah, yeah, yeah. My DJ sí.
Oh, DJ Fast. Good evening to everyone locked on Island Gold Radio. Mr. John the Mudnik, Mr. Too. Ryan Jeffrey, how you doing? Good evening to Don Issa Hawk. Vinay. The famous John from Queens. Bibi Hussein. Diana Shivram. That is Karma. That is the beautiful Nisha B and Ravi B. And I know Ken is very excited to see them. Ken is starting to get out there, because we encourage you guys to get out there. Choose certain events. It's good for your mind to get out there and socialize. We work hard. Why not enjoy it?
Why not play hard?
Why? That's right.
In fact, Shanaz, before we met and do all of this, I wasn't the guy, to go out and party and to have a good time. And, I knew I was not doing that. And I knew I need to do something.
You were missing out on something.
Sorry, yes, to miss out on something. So I'm glad that you are taking me to these places too. And, it helps. In fact, Gita was telling me yesterday, the thing is going to finish late the next morning, Sunday morning. So guess what? I'm going to take the day off the next day, the Sunday. So I have to remember to take that day off. The Sunday of that show, because
that's right. Spend some time. And as we are approaching the new year of 2020, it's a good time to start making your New Year's resolution. Start loving yourself more and loving everyone around you. And we can have 7 principles to a successful relationship of 2020. And I'll have Ken, the love doctor, to give us some advice on how to make our relationship better in 2020. Forget about 2019. The year's almost done. If you can't make things work, you know what? Get therapy and hope for 2020. Grab it by the horn.
That's right. Enhance your love map. You know all of your partner's relevant information, from life dreams to favorite movies, as a best friend would. Number 2, nurture fondness and admiration. You have a positive view and deep appreciation for your partner. And Shanaz, I got to tell you this, that it's always good to show appreciation to your partner. I always tell my partner, what you need to show me. Don't even just think and assume that your partner know how you feel. Go ahead, tell them.
Give them a little compliment. You know what, the food tastes good today.
Right,
Exactly.
Little things.
So, and maybe you could play a game now and then to see how well you know your partner.
Oh, Lord.
Marrying for
That's
a long
trouble.
time. Do you know your favorite color? Do you know her favorite, dress?
Right, exactly. So
it's good to pay attention.
Turn towards your partner instead of away during time of stress. You want your partner to be that confident over you. Let your partner influence you. You shouldn't make important life decision by yourself, as single person would. This is a good one. You know what? If any decision you have to make that's important in your life, bring your partner in and talk to them and discuss what you're going to do. Solve your problem. All couples have solvable and perpetual problems, but long-term couple solve those they can and understand they will always be perpetual problems. And Shanaz, over the years, you and I know that when you marry and you have your wife and your husband, there is always going to be problems, will always come knock at your door. But when you come together as two,
put heads together,
you can make the best decision, and it's always good to get someone. And when you have your partner support, it's always a good thing to do.
Imagine you're on the same team, so you must feel empowered. You know what? I got this. We got this.
Yes.
That's how you say it. Good evening to the beautiful Neela Pawaru. Maria Harris, good evening to you. Bibi Hawk George, good evening. Good evening to each and every one of you. As Mr. Ryan said, December 28th, it's Karma and Ravi B inside Amazon Concert Hall. Come on down. That is December 28th. And the All Year's Party continue with Ricky Jai at Epic Lounge. Epic Lounge, that is December 31st. Epic Lounge, come on down. Don Isahak said, drink more wine. It's good for your heart.
That's right.
Red wine.
A glass of wine is not bad for you. But if you're diabetic, please don't go drink the sweet wine because you're going to take your sugar up. Okay? So let's talk again, and we'll talk about relationship a little bit more. Outcome gridlock. What often underlying perpetual problems are unfulfilling dreams. Talk about those dreams with the goal of making peace with the problem, create shared meaning, develop the big and small rituals that help build a bond with your partner. Rituals range from hosting an annual party to having coffee together in the morning. And
It's good to have dates, a date night. Choose a day in the week just for your partner, you to have coffee. You don't have to be fancy, whether you're having coffee at home, alone time to talk, to chat.
that's right. Well, I always, when I go to bed, then I really do a little more chit chat.
Well, that doesn't count. It shows you have to spend time. A lot of guys just look forward in one moment. What about the rest of the moment, that leads up to that moment?
Oh my God, you would not believe. Well, when I left, this is how my day starts, and I'll share with you guys.
And this is the explicit version of Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken.
Ken. We want to uplift you guys. We want you to make good decisions.
This
we
is
want you
Big
to
People
empower
Talk.
yourself.
So Robert Ram, good evening to you. Hey, Gemtex USA, how you doing? Bibi Hussein, she said, communication is the key to a healthy relationships, and communication doesn't happen in the bedroom alone.
That's right.
Rashida Razul, how you doing? Good evening to you. Hira, how you doing? Ryan Jeffrey is locked on, and he's listening for some advice.
That's right.
He wants to make things better.
In fact, Ryan has a beautiful wife, and I know that his wife, he always talks about her, and he loves his family, his children.
And no matter what he's doing, how busy he is, he makes time for his children. He reads them a storybook, he puts them to bed. I know how involved he is. I know how involved he is, and he makes alone time. He goes out and take his wife out sometimes. They're always very loving folks.
And he always makes time for us too. So we.
That's right. He's very helpful when we come to calling him. Hey, Shelly, good evening to you, and let's get some advice from Ken. He's ready to tell us about what leads up to that.
Yes. Because of my belief and because of the things that I see in life, I live life on a day-to-day basis because I believe this life is unpredictable. I don't know if I'll live to see tomorrow. And when I go to bed, Shanaz, I give the Lord my soul to keep, if you know what I mean. And I always sleep well. I always sleep good. It is strange that when I go to bed.
Do you normally have a glass of wine before you go to bed?
No, I say a prayer.
Do you do kind of fine wine?
No, sometimes I take some wine, but not a lot. But you know what? I have peace of mind. That's one of the things. And so when I hit the sack, I sleep and I give the Lord my soul to keep, like I said. I don't know how much I turn and twist on the night, but I wake up. If the clock doesn't alarm at 6 o'clock or like, let's say, around 10 to 6, my eyes would not open that easily. So I sleep a good sleep. But, what I used to do, I sleep with my phone. I said this before. I would go and grab my phone to check, see if I get any message. But I stopped that. I said, this is nonsense. So when I get up, the first thing I do in the morning, I would say a prayer and say, thank God for another day. Don is always funny. What he's saying, talk about you and Auntie Gita. Yes, I'm kidding. So he's always funny. So yeah, you thank God for the day, and when you leave for work, a lot of times I see people who don't make it back. Don, you got Shanaz cracking up here. Some things I can't say when Shanaz is here. She burned up. Look at her face. She got red. So Shanaz, the story is that we don't know when we leave home if we'll come back alive or whatever it is. And I was thinking about me and Gita this morning. I said, you know what? I always give her a kiss, and I said, I love you. So I go to work. So even if I die on the road, the last word she heard from me is that I love you.
That's right, and it's so nice, so it's so beautiful.
And then during the day, I said, Lord, I hope nobody picks up my phone anytime because we talk all kind of crap on the phone.
And that's
we texting
good
each other all the time.
During the day, you send each other thoughts on what you're thinking, and it keeps relationships. Someone was asking, what keeps a relationship that good, I'll get to that comment. Live in the moment. That's Bibi Hussein's motto. Live in the moment.
Yes. Absolutely. I always live in the moment. You know what cracks me up to sometimes, Shanaz? This is so funny. Like I will tell Gita, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And when I go to the bed, I will sleep.
It's all talk.
It's so funny.
We get her so excited during the day. Maria Harris said, yes, she looks like a Bollywood star. For all we were talking about is the beautiful wife of Mr. Ryan Jeffrey. She is a Bollywood star.
Yeah, she's a pretty woman, for truth.
Good evening to each and every one of you. And we're talking about Ken, and what seven things to make a relationship better coming 2020.
Yes. Another thing, Shanaz, so we have to encourage our viewers. We have to let them know, what works for us. And you guys can share for us too. Whatever work for you guys, let us know. Share it so that what we can learn too, because we are not perfect. None of us are
Communication is the key. I know someone wrote that before, communication. And let's welcome Omardath Maraj. Where are we welcoming Mr. Omardath Maraj to Good Evening to Dawn? Thank you very much. Razia Hussein, Ken, I feel like all men sleep more and snores like baby.
No, I make sure that Gita is good before I sleep. Listen, Shanaz, and women, you have your partner. And, in this relationship, a lot of women and men believe that when they marry, that's it. I believe you always have to put some fire in that relationship. Or else, guess
Keep
what? It's going to die.
Kerosene is on. Keep adding kerosene.
My fire is always burning. You know what? Because, people get comfortable and complacent in a relationship.
And they take each other for granted. You know what?
That's right. So I believe in communication is a big thing. And I always say, let me know how you feel. Talk to me. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? If I see somebody, if Gita's quiet, I always say, I notice you're quiet. Even when I come, I see.
So you know when something is bothering her.
Yes, absolutely. I'm supposed to know that.
And the beautiful Lalita Dearprasad said she have 3 beautiful children, but she still make time for her hobby. It's very important. That's right. And I know some girls who just have one baby and they can't deal with anything.
You are so correct. They
make the baby everything. They don't have time for the house. They don't have time for the husband. It's all about that baby. And who knows what that baby is probably feeling. They might be over,
Yeah, you're taking too much care with this baby. Too much love. You're spoiling this child.
That's
we
right.
Can't have
Give
that.
daddy some love, too.
You have to. That's exactly what I was going to say. You have to share the love. There is enough love in this world that you can really share. Right? We can go to...
Shelley said never goes to bed mad. That's a beautiful one, And stop the fighting. We fight over nothing sometimes. Robert Rump, live like there's no tomorrow. Ryan Jeffrey, good evening to you. Our topic came from about dangerous driving in Guyana to relationship and eating healthy. So many things we want to implement in just ourselves and our viewers out there. Donnie Sahak, thank you very much.
That's right. And I believe in Robert.
Don wants to know what is working, so we have to say what is working and what's not working. Nivash, how are you doing? Good evening to you. You're locked on to Island Zone Radio. Mr. Lake Misser is a newlywed, and we should be giving him some wedding advice and some relationship advice. Indy Singh, how are you doing? Mr. Allen, good evening to you. And he wrote too much bribery. That's right. That's what's going on in Guyana. It's all about bribery, and they don't care about your safety and the safety of our children on the road. Hey, good evening to the beautiful Roxanne Walker. How you doing, Bibi Hussein? She said, spice things up a little.
You have to spice things up, or else guess what? The relationship goes sour and it goes dead, and then there's a lot of problem that could comes after that. So
you have to keep watering your grass. Don't water your neighbor grass.
Oh, Jesus of Nazareth, you're right.
Lena, good evening to you.
And then the other thing is, you said something that's right. People say that, the grass is greener on the other side. But I believe in take care of your grass.
Pouring some manure and some water on your grass. Put some time and some effort that's taking them out, making them look beautiful. Choose an event that you guys will enjoy. Steve Austin, how you doing? Pumpkin spice is the way to go. Sabita Kumar, how you doing? Mr. John Namat. Roxanne Walker, good evening to you. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll hope to have some fun conversation and some realistic conversation.
That's right.
As we go along, making things better for each and every one of us, sharing our advice with you guys and taking some of yours as well. The beautiful, I want to read this comment. Razia Hussein, she wrote, we can't be selfish in our marriage. I share everything with my hubby. It's very important. Sharing is caring, as they say.
That's right. And I just saw that she had a lot of fun on her birthday. And
happy birthday to you, beautiful Razia Hussein.
Yes, and she looked sparkling in that dress I saw that she put up there. So that was good. She looked like Miss America there.
Well, we have to nominate her to be Miss America. Bibi Hussein, good evening to you. Razia Hussein, thank you. Linai, how you doing? Maureen Ramcharan, thank you very much, and happy birthday to you. DJ, do you have a tune for the viewers and the listeners out there? We want to rock, we want to roll on Island Zone Radio. Always solve your problem before going to bed. That's right, Linai. And Mr. Donnie Isahak wrote, give them the password to your phone. That will solve all the problems. So that's a good
Oh,
one.
I have a book. That would be a book for Gita when I die, with all the things that I
Pay
write
attention
in that
to your
phone.
significant other. Wow, guys, I love your comments and your interaction, Bibi. Thank you very much. Shelly, how you doing? Always compliment each other, especially when they're going out and when you're having fun. Don't have your wives begging for a compliment. You know, compliment is a nice hairdo, is a different hairdo.
Right,
You know,
right.
the earrings are different. Your dress looks pretty. And it makes a difference as women. We expect, sometimes we don't expect it, but it's nice to hear now and then.
It's always good when your partner tells
Appreciate.
you look pretty or you look good or look at my husband looks so nice and
And guys love to walk with a beautiful girl, besides
Yes,
them. And
absolutely.
we also like to walk with a good-looking gentleman beside us.
That's right. And I want to say today I was thinking about Harry George. He is such an asset to our radio program, to both you and I. So we are always glad to have Harry George on our program here. He is an ally for us. And so we really do appreciate viewers like you and so many others on our program.
And Mr. John DeMat wrote, solve the problem in bed. Taking the problems to bed is just, when you get out of bed, it will still be there.
But I want to believe that's a good marking. I think that solves all the problem, because you're mad when you go to bed, when you wake up, it's a good thing.
Yeah, but when you wake up, maybe the madness doesn't go away. It's still there. You sleep it out.
Yeah, but Gita laughs when she wake up the next morning, so that's a good thing.
DJ, let's go. Guys, you're locked onto Island Zone Radio. It's Chit Chat, and it's the explicit version on Let's Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken.
Since I win the Mona can buy a motor car, she keep calling me number. She
Natasha
went so
Khan,
far
good evening to
even
you.
Send me a picture. Tell me, girl, if
Mohsin,
it's
how you
gas
doing?
in your brains, like you have no shame. Just remember, I am stupid.
The beautiful Lalita Ramnath, good evening to
This
you.
is an unexpected one. Omardath alongside Bungie Garlin. Maha Studios. Watch it!
If you know a gold digger and she love your motor car, if you know a gold digger, hold on. If you know a gold digger and she love your motor car, if you know a gold digger, hand in the air. Since I win the Mona can buy a motor car, you keep calling me number. You went so far to even send me a picture. Tell me, girl, if it's gas in your brain, like you have no shame. Just remember, I am stupid again. I want to know. Sorry, girl, is me or me motor car? Which one of we is your love?
Which one of we is your lover? Is it the house or the car?
Me or me motor car?
And Mr. Apache Warrior is locked on. We do have a beautiful song coming up to the season of Christmas. We have it locked on here on Island Zone Radio.
I get right every time I drive and pass the Range Rover. From the time it parked, this girl get hot and she was straight over. Till it reached to the point where she want me to join and go up on the gay sofa. Whoa, watch that now. Oh, watch that now. Baby, why you want me?
Mr. Anil India Dunya, good evening to you, sir. How you doing?
It's the one
Rajiv Rajnaran is dancing.
you for a
That is the man, Mr. Omardath Maraj. The date is December 28th at NYC Event Space, formerly known as Amazura Concert Hall.
So when you start texting me, I find it funny. This is the same man you didn't want to see. I want to know. Sorry, girl, is me or me motor car? Which one of we is your lover? I want to know. Sorry, girl, is me or me motor car? Which one of we is your lover?
Watch it now. Girl, make this choice. Do you want this boy or do you want the boom, boom, boom? Or you want this grace or you want that bass? So me cling that boom, boom, boom. When we did walk far before we had car where they want no room, room, room. One G, oh my dad, you said none of that. You taking off zoom, zoom, zoom. Oh, watch that now. Oh, watch that now. Just look where you are we now.
I send you flowers and give her right love letter. Girl, you reject everything that's an offer. And every time we have to talk, you put me in a spot where you go take me for a real laughing stock. Is why I say
Susie Singh, good evening to you.
leave it or not. To say you die for me no matter what. I want to know. Sorry, girl, is me or me motor car? Which one?
If it's not the motor car, it must be the house. But which one of we is your lover? Do you guys know Gold Digger?
Which one of we is your lover? If you know a gold digger, and she love your motor car. If you know a gold digger, hold on. If you know a gold digger, and she love your motor car. If you know a gold digger, yeah. Since I win the monarch and buy a motor car, you keep calling me number. You went so far to even send me a picture. Tell me, girl, if it's gas in your brain, like you have no shame. Just remember, I just stroke it again. I want to know, Sarika girl, is me or me motoka? Which one of we is your lover? I want to know, Sarika girl, is me or me motoka? Which one of we is your lover?
Pick one, pick one, pick one. Tell me which one. Pick one, pick one, pick one. Tell me which one. Pick one, pick one, pick one. Tell me which one. Pick one, pick one. One.
That is Mr. Omardath Maraj. He says since he won the monarch, he keep getting a lot of calls, a lot of numbers. You know what? Love someone for who they really are, not because of the motor car or the beautiful house. You know what? Love that person. Sometimes we always get misled in love. And it's a bad thing, you know, when you put your heart out there and someone just tramp all over it. I know a lot of you folks can relate to that. And I know Mr. Apache Warrior is locked on strong, very strong. Susie Singh, good evening to you. Bibi Hussein, Ryan Jeffrey, good evening to you. Diana Shivram, how you doing? Good evening to each and every one of you locked on to Island Zone Radio. What advice we have in love?
Roxanne asked me a question. Let me see if I could answer. She said, so Ken, how do you feel about your incredible show last night? Well, Roxanne, thank you very much for that question. You know what? There were so many things that was going through my head last night while I was doing the show. Initially, I was very emotional because, you know, it was a story I want to tell a long time. And I was thinking for a couple of days ago, you know what, should I bring Shanaz in to ask me these questions to help me? Because you know what? I'm so accustomed to have her next to me. She's the one who respond to all of you guys. I, bring some other topics and so on. So she does all the technical things, but to be behind there and do it, and not I was stressed. I was not stressed out, but it is a story that I want to tell for a long time, especially when I'm hearing about suicide in Guyana, domestic violence, and now I'm hearing about so much accidents. I want, as a concerned human being, what can I do to really help in my beloved Guyana? And so also why I have the show, there's so many DJs around, and I tell people, you know what, everybody play music for everyone.
It's a show with a difference.
It's a difference. A
very interactive show where you could share, and anyone could come on down and share on his platform their story, because you know what's happening? It feels like a lot of folks can't take the challenges these days. Like, you went through a hard time. You struggle a lot. And here you are. It empowers you to be the best you could be today.
And, you're saying this, Shanaz, but I say it not in any way that I'm sorry for myself now. But there were a time in my life when I came to the United States and I would go to something. And it takes a lot to go say these things. And I'll tell the story how I look at it. There was a time when I was in America and I was like, when I go to someone's house, I would sit there and I would wish that they could offer me some food to eat, because I was so hungry
you're
sometimes,
alone in this country.
and I had nobody to cook for me, and so on. So and because of the
and that
pride,
hospitality, it would feel really good.
And Shanaz, I had so much pride, I would not even go and say, "Can you give me some food?" I was so embarrassed, and so I would sit there, and because of the pride, I would say to myself, Roxanne, that you know what, no, I don't want any food, and in my mind, I'm saying, man, ask me again so I can eat. And so one thing I've learned over the years is that anytime anybody come to my house, and you know how I operate.
You're very hospitable.
You have to eat some food. I will offer some food to you. Even if you said no, I will tell you must eat and you have to eat something.
Because you don't know the day the person had.
Absolutely.
You don't know where they're going. You don't know if they had anything. So that's very nice of you. You know what? I think we lost tradition. We lost that care that we used to.
That's right. And even if I have to leave my food or give my share of food, I can always go get some food.
And your home is always, welcoming to folks, and you always have a lot to offer.
Yes.
The more you give, the more you get. So, you give with love.
Also, Shanaz, I want this show, and I know that me and you teaming up, and anytime I need assistance in any interview and so on, I know you have my back too, so I want to put that out there, because sometimes people think that Shanaz and myself, we are just a team, and we are the team to beat. When I see that, not in a competitive way, but we see things eye to eye, and we will move forward to help our people, especially in Guyana. So yes, I want this to be a platform for actually for some of those who don't have voices, those who are actually poor, that don't, that when you're rich and as you have, everybody wants you, everybody want to see you. This will be a different platform. Come and want to sit.
No one wants a rusty coin. They want that shiny coin.
So I will take that rusty coin
and shine
it up and bring it up. And I hope that they don't forget me, but it's all right too. So yes, even if you're gay, straight, bisexual, I want this to be this little corner that we sit in, Shanaz, to be somewhere of love. We share empathy. We sympathize with people. We share love. When they come here, they must feel how this home is, how the studio is. There will be no competition, like I said. I'm not in competition with anyone, if you know what I mean.
And you did a fantastic job yesterday. I applaud you for putting yourself out there, putting your story out there. And I hope it inspires others that, you know what, tomorrow will be a better day. We all have hard days sometimes. It doesn't stop raining, and it wouldn't stop raining until you look at things the bright way.
And it's surprisingly like 2 people wrote me after the show. I got about 3-4 people wrote me last night and this morning, and they said, Kenneth, because you talk your story, you tell your story, I became braver, and I could tell my story.
Encourage someone else.
And they said that you know what, I could probably come on your show now and talk my story. So guys, welcome anytime. And one of the good things too that we do, and you and I do, is that we watch our cup half full rather than half empty, and it takes you a far way.
That's right. We have to be thankful for the little things we have in life. Diana Shivram, thank you very much. Errol, how you doing? Don Isahak, thank you. Ryan Jeffrey, Maria Harris. She said she know 2 gold digger. I know a lot of them. And you know what? If they dig the gold, bring it. I'll make the jewelry. Roxanne Walker, good evening to you. And that was a beautiful question. And I know Ken did a fantastic job. I was watching him, applauding him in the back. Mark Lord, how you doing? Raymond, how you doing? Rabindranath, Raymond, good evening to you. Girly Prasad, Nirmati Dat, John Nimat, thank you very much.
And it's always good to have Miss Lalita C. Prasad said, Ken, I am behind you and Shanaz. And, she always say that, I'm saying. Pamela Jeffers Sanchez, I know her cousin was buried in Guyana, a police officer who suffered a seizure about a week or so ago. So, we wish you all the best. We hope that you get well, feel better about this death that you have here. Okay?
Susie Singh, she says salt and rice is delicious. And I know a lot of us, I love salt and rice, especially with some fried fish or fried egg. I will choose that over any curry sometimes. Bibi Hussein, good evening to you. She said, be a motivator all the time. No matter how little you have, we should appreciate what we have, because no matter how little we have, some folks are dying for that.
That's right. Absolutely correct. And so, Shanaz, we talk always, we want to leave you guys with something that's positive too, and something that could be uplifting to you, not only to bring the sad stories out of Guyana and elsewhere. There are 10 tips to manage your stress. We know life is very stressful, but we want to help you to able to deal with the stress, because sometimes people write me and then said, Ken, it is so hard out there. It's so hard to hear all these stories that is coming out of Guyana, and all this suicide and all this murder that's happening. These days it's hard not to get overwhelmed once in a while between juggling work, family, and other commitments. You can become too stressed out and busy. But one of the things is that Shanaz, me and you can talk about this. How do you manage your stress?
Mindfulness. I always applaud mindfulness, and make some time for yourself. I know a lot of folks say sometimes, I enjoy a glass of wine, jacuzzi on a Friday night. You have to make time for yourself. That's how you let loose, you unwind. Hey, good evening to my beautiful friend in Guyana, and she's a police officer, Shanira Benjamin. Good evening to you, Bibi Hussein. Thank you very much. Arvin Kendernath, a famous guy in our studio tonight. Always very helpful, and I see potential in him being our editor and the guy behind the scenes.
Yes. Even when I was coming home today in our car, I was saying, I'm so glad that Arvin have really took up the challenge, and he was our
he's our assistant in our studio, guys. So Arvin, good evening to you, and thank you. My beautiful friend Chitra, good evening to you. And I said, if you can give someone love or empower them, do not bring them down.
That's right. So that's good. Welcome aboard, Chitra, to this program. So we were talking, how do we de-stress things? And like today, today I'm going to tell you a story. My boss says, you know what? I didn't see you punch out or punch in 2 times. I didn't see you punch in 2 times in about 2 weeks ago, and she said, you wouldn't get paid now. And they didn't write me in the book that I came into work, so now I have to go and find how I to show proof that I was at work. So she said, you're not going to worry about it now. I said, listen to me. I am not going to let that stress me out. Probably by Wednesday, I'm going to try put up some information that I was at work. So I try not to let things bother me, and I try not to take things too personal. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm a human being. Yes, things bothered me, but I try to see how best I can do it, because at the end of the day, it's you are the one who's going to be stressed out and get a stroke, and it's going to bother you.
Stress
So
makes your blood pressure goes high.
yeah. So and you know, I love my birds, and I you know, because of the show, I put them in the back burner.
And that's a de-stressor for you when you get home from work. I notice it calms you. You spend some time with it. A lot of folks do gardening, you know. If you have the time for gardening, it's very calming.
Absolutely. So, yes, but you need to set time aside, as I said, to unwind, or your mental and physical health can suffer. And we have seen that time and time over again. One of the things that you can do, work out regularly, is one of the best way to relax your body and mind. Plus, exercise will improve your mood, but you have to do it often for it to pay off. And like we know, sometimes I had started exercise sometime, and I fall off the bandwagon. I exercise for 2 weeks, and I stop for 2 weeks, and I go back.
Guys, I'll get a picture of Ken exercising, because guess what? SMS is going to Blink Fitness, and I'll get Ken along with me. Lalita Dear Prasad, good evening to you. Telly, good evening to you from Palm Coast, Florida. How you doing? Spreading some love to you guys in Florida as well. Tony Suit, you're late, but it's good to be late sometime. Late is better than never. Donnie Sahak, thank you very much. Gita Balde, sharing is caring. We urge you guys to share it just on your Facebook wall so someone else could pass through and see it. And if you know someone struggling, remember, we're always here. We'll have a social worker number so you guys can reach out to her and talk if you want. You would like to talk to someone aside from Kenneth or myself. And Ken is a detox nurse, and he's a well-qualified nurse for you guys to talk to. And anything you tell him, believe me, is confidential. You know what? A lot of folks in our community feel like, you know, there's no trust out there. So they would rather take things into their own hand or be bundled up instead of going and telling a friend or telling someone, because there's no confidentiality out there.
Yeah, and you know, one thing I've promised my own self, and I've learned over the years, is to keep things confidential. And I when I look at the screen, I saw someone had called earlier, and I'm so glad I am at that point, that for this program, that, you know what, anytime anyone feels stressed out or they need some kind of advice, I can do it. And just before I went on air, someone had called me and was stressed out a little bit, and I just tried to give my best advice. And I try not to, when I'm giving advice, Shanaz, or I'm saying something to someone, I try not to take sides. I try to be as neutral as I can. Not because you're my friend, that means I'm going to take sides with you. I am a sharpshooter. I will tell you exactly how it feels, and then we will deal with the consequences of how upset you are. And if you're really my friend, then you will take what I tell you very seriously.
You don't sugarcoat things.
I am not going to sugarcoat
That's right.
anything.
Doctors, I notice, like to sugarcoat things. That's why sometimes you go to the doctor. If you have high blood pressure, they don't know how to tell it to you, you know. But you have to be blunt sometimes to get good advice out there, or take advice. And Maria Harris will be joining us at the Blink Fitness Gym. Hey, Kishav, saying good evening to you. Bibi Hussein said, I de-stress by listening to music. Music is good. Yes, it's very unwinding. John Soot, how you doing? Diana Shivram said music is very good for stress. So, guys, we love you guys. Every Monday we play something that you will enjoy and something that you guys could take home. And thank you for sharing your story with us.
Yes. Focus on setting fitness goals you can meet so you don't give up. Most of all, remember that doing any exercise is better than none at all. So, Shanaz, even if you fall off the bandwagon and you exercise for 2 weeks and you stop, it's okay to start back again. The good thing is that, you know what, you can get back to your rhythm. And don't set goals that you cannot reach. Don't
set
tell
small
yourself,
goals to accomplish little by little over time.
Start by 5 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow, half an hour the next day, and so you don't stress yourself out trying to de-stress yourself, if you know what I mean. Relax your muscle. When you're stressed, your muscle get tense, and that happens to me sometime. You can help loosen them up on your own and refresh your body by stretching, enjoying a massage, taking a hot bath or shower that you like to do, you said, getting a good night's sleep, and nothing beat a good night's sleep. When I was driving 15 hours to Chicago and back to New York, Shanaz, I'm getting older now, and I feel the muscle when they're getting stiff. So what I would do for myself, like before I go on these long trips, I will take a aspirin because what it does, it thinnens your
For
blood and
circulation.
it helps in circulation. So it could prevent your DVTs. It could prevent so much problems. And you know what I do? I stretch a little bit. I come out and walk. I park a little far so I could walk a little bit, and I stretch. Even when I go in the stop area, I would stretch a little bit so I could able to get better. Deep breathing. Stopping and taking a few deep breaths can take the pressure off right away. You will be surprised how better you will feel once you get good at it. Just follow these simple steps. Sit in a comfortable position with your hands on your lap and your feet on the floor, or you can lie down. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself in a relaxing place. Think you in Paris. If you can be on the beach, it's a beautiful field of grass or anywhere that gives you a peaceful feeling. Slowly take deep breaths in and out. Do this for 5 to 10 minutes at a time. And Shanaz, you know what I find myself sometimes? I would sit quietly and I would rub I don't know why. I find a peace like when I rub my forehead.
Mr. John Namat, would you like to try that at home? Rubbing your forehead.
Yes, rub your own forehead, John Namat. So,
Maria
yes.
Harris, good evening to you. Yes, it could gradually improve. Thank you very much. Tony Soot, he said, well, he is a professional counselor. Andy Singh, good evening to you. Beautiful Roxanne Walker, how you doing? Mr. John Namad, good night, good night. It's midnight here in New York. No, it's 10 p.m.
It's 10 p.m.?
Hey, Oma, good evening to you, my beautiful friend. Don Isahak, thank you very much. Maria Harris, good evening, good evening. Diana Shivram, she said, I tried to take 10,000 steps per day.
That's beautiful. That's a good thing to do. But it's at 10 p.m., so let's rock this boat. So let's eat well. Eat a regular, well-balanced diet will help you feel better in general. It also is a good control to help you in your mood. Your meal should be full of vegetables, as we were talking about, fruits, whole grain, and lean protein for energy. And don't skip any. It's not good for you to skip any meal, Shanaz. So many times people think that skipping a meal, it's a good thing.
That's not the way to lose weight. That's not weight loss because you're putting gas into your system and you're not making it well. Good evening to my beautiful friend Nasiva Gul Muhammad. How you doing? And the beautiful Uma.
That's right. Slow down. Modern life is so busy, and sometimes you just need to slow down and chill out. Look at your life and find small ways you can do that. For example, set up your watch 5 to 10 minutes ahead. That way you will place a little early and avoid stress of being late. You know what it's saying? It's always good to be early. It's aspire to be early, then perspire to be late. That's the way you all get places. When you are driving on the highway, switch to the lower lane so you can avoid road rage. Break down big jobs into small ones. For example, don't try to answer all 100 emails if you don't have to. Just answer in a few questions. Guess what I do? I don't speed, but I try to reach to work on time so I can sit down in my car for like a 10-15 minutes and take a break before I go into work. Take a break. You need a plan on some real downtime to give your mind time off from stress. If you're a person who likes to set goals, this may be hard for you at first, but stick with it and you will look forward to these moments. Restful things you can do including meditation, yoga, tai chi, prayers, listening to your favorite music, spending time in nature. And I see, Shanaz, that sometimes off work you would go on your lunch break. I see you at some park or somewhere watching the birds and picking flowers and put one in your hair and do all these things.
Make time for yourself. Stop and smell the roses. Sometime watch the waterfall. You know, I love to do things, and I would leave work now and then and go grab a coffee, go for a walk. You know, and I like to be spontaneous. Do something different.
That's right. Make time for a hobby. You need to set aside time for things that you enjoy doing. Try to do so sometime every day that makes you feel do something that makes you feel good, and it will help relieve stress. It doesn't have to be a ton of time. Every 15 to 20 minutes will do. Relaxing hobby include things like reading. A lot of people love to read, knitting, doing an art project. You know, sometimes I like to draw too. Playing golf, I can't play any golf.
Gardening.
Watching a movie, doing puzzles, and these simple things really help you in life.
I love plants, so I have a lot of plants in my home. So now and then I will spend some time with them, cleaning them up, watering them, and it's quite consuming when you think about it, relaxing as well. Hey, Rambo Boss, good evening to you. Diana Shivram says she loved the beach. And Antina Lady Naidu, good evening to you. Put on some music that you enjoy and take a book sometimes at the park.
That's right, absolutely. So you can go in the park. They have so much benches, and you can go ahead and read. Talk about your problems. If things are bothering you, talk about them. Can help lower your stress. You can talk to family members, friends, a trusted clergy, your doctor, or your therapist. And you can also talk to yourself, Asian, as I talk to myself sometimes. And I talk about, like, when I'm driving home.
Do you normally bad talk yourself with yourself?
No. I think I'm the best thing there is anyway. So I talk good. You know what? I'm glad that you brought that up. You must always talk good about yourself and think good about yourself, because sometimes in the world there's so much bad and wicked people. If you depend on people to talk about you sometime, so the best thing you can do for yourself is think that you are the best thing since sliced bread.
Or since avocado salad.
All right.
Good evening to each and every one of you. Lalita says she loves avocado salad. Hey, Nawaz Muhammad, good evening to you. Plants need love too. That's right, Don. Share the love, You give love, you get love. And it's
That's
very
right.
relaxing as well.
And we always say, Shanaz, if you don't have love, you cannot give any love.
You have to love yourself first, and then you'll be able to appreciate everyone and share the love with them as well.
That's right. And I said, even if your mind is going and think negative things, you always retract that, channel that of something that's positive and think positive of yourself. And go easy on yourself. Accept that you can't do things
Everything.
perfectly, no matter how hard you try. Don't think that you're perfect. Guess what? None of us are perfect. You also can't control everything in your life. You have to realize that some things happen, like you said, spontaneously. Bad things will happen. None of us are perfect in this world. And don't forget to keep up your sense of humor. Laughter goes a long way towards making you feel relaxed. I'm always laughing anyway. And finally, eliminate your triggers. Find out what are the biggest thing that cause stress in your life. Is it your job, your commute, your schoolwork? If you are able to identify what they are, see if you are able to eliminate them from your life, or at least reduce them. And if you have a friend that's only bringing you bad news and complain about you,
Distance yourself from such a friend.
and that you see they're toxic to you, and they always bringing you down and talk bad about you, leave those people alone. They are not good for you. All they will do is stress you out. And if they're friends with you on Facebook, block them, like I see. And I'm sending a message, actually. If you see people are talking bad about you, block them. I mean, that's what I'd start to do
Or
now.
if you're talking bad about someone else, because if you could be bad mouthing someone else with you, they could be bad mouthing you with someone else as well. So guys, let's love each other, spread some positivity, motivate each other. There's so much love to give and to go around. You know what? The world could run on love.
That's right. If you can't identify the main cause of your stress, try to keep a stress journal. Make note of when you become most anxious and see if you can determine a pattern. Find ways to remove or loosen those stress. And you know what? Finally, before we go, what I want to say about my relationship and your relationship, what I admire from the get-go, from this time we start this program in October of 2018, we hit it off right off the bat. Our first program hit actually going to be 20,000, and that alone speaks volume, and I like that. There is nothing that I can go tell anybody bad about Shanaz Hussein, and to be able to sit next to you, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? And another thing that I've done, and my family knows, is that I always appreciate the things that you have done. You've always been unselfish with your love to me. You welcome me in your home, and you've always said, Ken, you're the only guy I would invite to my house to do this radio program. And you know what I'm saying? Even to when we were to go on our separate ways, you stood with me and you said, Ken, I'm not leaving you, I'm coming with you. And that's how we are here together. And that's why I appreciate you. And that's why our family show you all the love that we show you. And if there's anyone out there who think that they can come between me and Shanaz, go, you cannot
Think
do
again.
that. Think again. All right?
Hey, Cleopatra Paul, good evening to you, the beautiful girly Prasad. Roxanne Walker, Bibi Hussein said you have to love yourself. That's right. Love yourself and everyone around you. Rambo, good evening to you. Maureen Ramcharan, happy birthday to you.
And you know what? Let's Shanaz. Ryan is saying cannot stop about Shanaz, but he's such a kind man too. And one of the things that people will have to get accustomed to me, for example, like Ryan, I know he don't like people to say nice thing about him, but even to starting this program, he kept this spot for me for the Ken Rampasad show
And very
for
encouraging.
more than 8 months, and people don't realize that, but I really appreciate that. That speak volume, and not a lot of people will go out to do that. He probably could have get someone to go and fill that spot, but you know what? He waited for me, and that's why I'm so grateful for you and him in my life.
Thank you very much. Stanley Ramstern, good evening to you. Sending some love to all our friends around the world on Island Zone Radio and all the wonderful DJs we have here locked on www.islandzoneradio.com. Take us wherever you go and you'll have some good music along the way. Maureen Ramchan, good evening to you. John Nimat, how you doing? Ryan Jeffrey, good evening to you. That is DJ Fest. If you want a good DJ, it's Island Zone DJs, Shanaz Musical Sensation. Let's chit chat and let's cook with Shanaz on Spectrum TV and Verizon Fios. Marfat Raham, how you doing? Mr. Stanley Ramson, good evening to you. And our topic went from the dangerous roads in Guyana, which we need someone to take actions for. And we need drivers to pay the price of being a speeder on the road. You know, for speeding, they should be paying a penalty. So, guys, let's stick together. Welcome, Selector Abbott, to Island Zone Radio. Let's stick together, stand up for our children and our innocent folks who's just pedestrians in Guyana and getting struck, you know, by dangerous drivers.
And if any of our viewers have a police officer who's in traffic in Guyana that they would like to talk to us, let's bring it on. We are willing to talk to them.
That's right. Let's make a difference in somebody's life today. Maria Harris, good evening to you. She said, good things come in small packages. Linai, good evening to you. Diana Shivram, we love you guys and thank you for being here every Monday. I believe you guys deserve a tune. Let's go with the famous song you guys enjoy so much. And not forgetting the famous John from Queens, our editor when it comes to Island Zone Radio. You could check it out on Spectrum TV channel 477 and channel 96 on Spectrum. That is Verizon 477, Spectrum TV channel 96. Stanley, good evening to you. DJ, let's go.
Merry Christmas. Going to Guyana this year. I'm going to Guyana this year. I'm going to Guyana.
That is Mr. Apache Warrior. He said he's going to Guyana this year. Who wants to go with him? Let's go.
Going to Guyana this year. Oh yeah. I'm going to Guyana this year. One more time. I'm going to Guyana. Coming to Guyana. Coming for Christmas Day. Sing the thing. Hey. Merry Christmas. Guyana. I'm tired of the winter. I'm tired of the snow. Me packing up me bags. Guyana me a go. I love me country and I love the sunshine and I love my jamon wine. Let me go. Hey, going to Guyana this year. I'm going to Guyana this year. Merry Christmas. I'm going to Guyana. Coming to Guyana. Coming for Christmas Day. Going to Guyana this year.
That is Mr. Apache Warrior who's going to Guyana for the Jamoon wine.
I'm going to Guyana, coming to Guyana, coming for Christmas Day. Let me go, hey! Merry Christmas!
The beautiful Naomi Ramdas, good evening to you. I believe he's going to vote in Guyana.
Santa, I got see you down a DJ. I got me in city for Christmas Day. Bring me some black cake with ginger beer. Let me celebrate till New Year's Day. Let me go, hey, going to Guyana this year. Oh yeah, I'm going to
year. I going to Guyana, coming to Guyana, coming for Christmas Day. Let me go. Hey, going to Guyana this year. Sing the thing, man. I going to Guyana this year. I going to Guyana, coming to Guyana, coming for Christmas Day. Merry Christmas. We are Guyanese. Remember, divide we fall, united we stand. On Christmas Day, we got to pray. Come on, everybody, let we celebrate. We have to unite and stop all the fight. Let we celebrate tonight. Sing the thing, man. Going to Guyana this year. Oh, yeah. I going to Guyana this year. Let me go. I going to Guyana, coming to Guyana, coming for Christmas Day. Going to Guyana this year. One more time. I going to Guyana this year. Let me go. I going to Guyana, coming to Guyana, coming for.
Good night to Don Paul Narayan, a guy who is doing so much in our community. I'm so glad that you locked on to Island Zone Radio, Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. We appreciate all that you're doing. Thank you very much, sir.
They call me so lonely. Yeah.
Hello to Sandra, Kishore, thank you for tuning in.
Let me go. Hey. I swear on my life, I thought nobody would have find me. I went in the night, thinking nobody would have see me. But Tisha catch me with Naomi, and I saw I end up so lonely. But Tisha catch me with Naomi, and I saw I end up so lonely. Lonely, yeah, they call me so lonely. Yeah. Lonely, yeah, they call me so lonely. Yeah. We take a flight and went to our next country. We didn't mind what she couldn't find me. What she don't know could never affect she. What's we secret? Just me and Naomi. I swear on my life, I thought nobody would have find me.
Well, we'll have a pepper pot competition.
I went
A
in
pepper
the
pot
night,
competition for Christmas.
nobody would have
And all the
seen
judging
me.
will be going down in Island Zone Studio.
But Tisha catch me with Naomi, and I saw I end up so lonely. But Tisha catch
That
me,
is the voice of the handsome Vikar Sahadeo
and I
from
saw I
Trinidad.
end up so lonely. Lonely, yeah, they call me
Let's
so
go to Guyana by Mr. Apache Warrior, guys. This Saturday is the Essequibo Annual Dinner and Dance. It's going down at Liberty Palace, 130-11 Liberty Avenue. And I know Ken have something else going down.
Tisha, I went on vacation. She sent a drone to track
Yes,
my
yes,
location.
I see Roxanne says that she loved this song. This is her song. So enjoy it, Roxanne.
Action, I swear on my life, I thought nobody would have find me. I went in the night, thinking nobody would have seen me. But Tisha catch me with Naomi, and I saw I end up so lonely. But Tisha catch me with Naomi, and I saw I end up so lonely. Lonely, yeah, they call me so lonely.
Good evening to the beautiful Faz Razak, Ryan Jeffrey, Diana Shivram. Diana Shivram, good evening to each and every one of you. Maria Harris, how you doing? We're gonna have a pepper pot competition all going down in the Island Zone Studio. Best cook win a prize.
I thought nobody would have
And
find
guess what? I'll be the judge for that.
I thought you only judge bird.
I judge everything, my dear.
Nobody would have seen me. But Tisha catch me with
Well, I believe Fess will be the second judge because Fess love pepper pot.
No. Fest cannot judge because he is going to bring 3 different kind of pepper pot from his mother. So I will be the judge.
I saw I end up so lonely. And I saw I end up so lonely.
The voice of Mr. Vikar Sahadeo from Trinidad. Good evening to each and every one of you locked on to Island Zone Radio. It's time to chit chat with Shanaz and Ken. The time is now after 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
That's right. That's right. You're right.
Well, I know mines are in bed. Let's make pepper pot. Harry George, good evening to you.
Even and Tifa fall by the neighbor, and the neighbor went and walked a little.
Well, David and stole that, he thieved that fowl and he went and make pepper pot.
You keep it foul and make pepper pot, that's true. Hope nobody get choked.
That's right. The beautiful Sandra Kishore.
Sandra all my life. I know Sandra all my life. A very caring individual. And she lives here in New York sometime, and then she goes to Georgia.
That's right, Maria. That fowl will make the best pepper pot.
He thought he would thief and get away, but he never went and walked a jingle. Now the boy only seen bad luck, and whole day he crying like a cock. Even and thief a fowl by the neighbor, and the neighbor went and walked.
Rani and Vishnu. Well, if your neighbor fowl tastes better than yours, you have to give him some organic grass.
What you can also do is you teach your neighbor fowl and your neighbor fowl teach, and you teach them one, and them teach you one.
Exchange. The All Year's party is going down at Epic Lounge, and hey, should we have a pepper pot competition going down there? I know I'll be partaking in that competition. Ryan Jeffrey, put my name down. All Year's party at Epic Lounge. If you want to partake in that pepper pot competition, get in touch with Ryan Jeffrey. Lalita Dear Prashad, Roxanne Walker, the beautiful Dolores Sika Bin. So going out to the beautiful Dolari Sigabin. The question is, were you locked onto Island Zone Radio yesterday with the first ever launch of Ken Rampersaud's show? Well, if you're going big, let's go. Thief the big fowl. Don't go thief a small fowl. Maria Harris wrote, if you eat thieving fowl, you will start growing feathers. Well, that's a good one. Guys, David and will be here, NYC Event Space, December 28th. That is formerly known as Amazura Concert Hall. Alongside Ravi B and the entire Karma Band. December 28th, Chutney in the Snow. That is NYC Event Space. And hey, for that All Year's party, it's all going down at Epic Lounge. And it's going to be a pepper pot competition. So guys, get in touch with DJ Fest. Register your name and Ken will be the judge of that pepper pot competition.
That's right. I'm
the
ready.
beautiful Dilari Sigabin, good night to you. You can always go back on the Ken's Facebook. That is the Ken Rampasad Show and watch that program again.
Don't squeeze it, Anna. Don't squeeze it. Hear the story. Anna, Anna, don't squeeze my banana. Anna, Anna, don't squeeze my banana.
I'm hearing about banana and I'm hearing about foul and I'm hearing don't squeeze that banana. Bibi Hussein, good evening to you. She said fair exchange is no robbery.
Don't squeeze my banana.
That's right, Ken will make sure those boards are fully cooked. Hey, good evening to Mr. Ashok, Diana Shivram, Bibi Hussein, Lina, good evening, good evening. Thank you guys for keeping us locked, keeping us company on Island Zone Radio. It's Chit Chat every Monday with Shanaz and Ken. We also have some fun along the way because whatever you're doing, make sure you have fun doing it.
That's right, that's right. And I believe that DJ loved this song. Anna, please don't squeeze his banana. Him Chanjai, good evening to you. Maria Harris, that's a fun song. Ginny Ramroop. I believe we were talking to a farmer. It's like taste and buy. If you squeeze the banana, you have to buy it too, right? Because you're making it soft. Robert Ram, good evening to you. Roxanne Walker, good evening to you. Diana Shivram, thank you very much. Apache Warrior, he says... Apache Warrior. Don Isahak, good evening to you. Ken Rock, good evening, good evening. Mr. Don Isahak, how you doing? It's veggie pepper pot, right? We never had veggie pepper pot. Well, we know Apache Warrior is going to Guyana for Christmas, so hopefully he'll bring back some of Guyana's best pepper pot. Maria Harris, good evening to you. We love sharing our jokes with you guys. You know, laughter is the best medicine. That's right, that's right. It's funny.
We're drinking, we're drinking, we're drinking. We're making night time. Drink plenty, you'll be quite fine. Tell the boss man it's my time. We're drinking, we're drinking, hey. I got a job that I don't like.
This Saturday is all going down the annual dinner and dance for the folks from Essequibo, guys. Join them at Liberty Palace, 130-11 Liberty Avenue. Tickets are only $40 and it's in aid for helping making a better island of Essequibo.
Yeah, we walking out, so it's okay. Meet me on the road, yeah. Meet me on the road, yeah. I tell you it's
Good evening to the famous John from Queens. Lee Knight, thank you very much. Thank you guys for keeping us locked right here at Island Zone Radio. You could always go back and listen to the program. Remember, sharing is caring, so share the link spread the love, and do something good for someone today. Ken?
Yes, guys, and do have a very pleasant evening. And don't forget to join Shanaz and Shanaz Musical Sensation on Thursday night. And then you get back to Ken on Sunday on the Ken Rampersad Show.
That's right. And every Thursday, it's Shanaz Musical Sensation. Ken Rampersad first launched yesterday. Congratulations. Fantastic
Thank
show.
you.
And it's a show with a difference, bringing some information alongside on a beautiful platform right here on Island Zone Radio. Until next time, every Monday, it's Chit Chat, sharing some jokes with you guys. And Mr. Hemchan Jai, we were just talking about the dangers of driving in Guyana and the dangerous roads we have in Guyana. I'm not sure if the roads are dangerous or the drivers are dangerous. What do you say?
I think it's too much speeding in Guyana, and the police is not doing anything about it.
So we need someone to get involved. We need to bring some awareness to the police department who could do that for us in Guyana. Tell them to, put some stronger fees, take away the driver's license.
That's
and
right, just like how they do
tickets.
it in the States, yes.
And there's rules we have to obey in New York. Stop signs. You can't obey the stop sign. There's penalty. There's points on your license.
Also, they can flood the Guyana with the police on the streets, on the highways, so that they could stop these guys. But then if they do that and the police take bribe, it doesn't make sense. So
That's right.
somebody will have to stand up to these guys.
Bribery is, it's lawlessness. It's encouraging lawlessness. So, guys, we need someone in Guyana to put some rules and regulation into places where money do not talk.
That's right, that's right. Put some good rules and regulations so that people could follow them. If they don't follow them, you know what, let them stand the consequences. And I want to remind you guys to please, after we finish the show, please share our show and like the page, and so that other people could get access to this program.
That's right. Donnie Sahak, thank you very much. Mr. John Namad, good night. Good night to each and every one of you. Apache Warrior, and we'll put that link for that beautiful song, Going Back to Guyana for Christmas by Mr. Apache Warrior. We thank you guys for keeping us company on this beautiful Monday night. It's raining, it's snowing in NYC. Get home safe and be mindful of your surrounding. Remember, there's a lot of dangerous folks out there.
That's right.
Be mindful. Keep a lookout for the others around you
Don't
as
drink
well.
and drive.
No drink and drive. No texting and driving as well. So until next Monday, where we're going to chit chat with Shanaz and Ken, you could join Ken on Sunday, 5 p.m., 5 to 7 p.m. right here on Island Zone Radio. Bibi Hussein, good night to you. Stay warm. Get home safe. Camille, how you doing? Mr. John Namat, Robert Ram, good evening, good evening. Sending you guys love. That's air hug and kisses to each and every one of you right here on Island Zone Radio. Let's chit chat with Ken and Shanaz next Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. Good night. Take care. God bless. And
good night, everyone.
all the best to you and yours. Good night.
Nothing nowhere. The girl on me up when she night and day. Girl on me up when she wind on day. Girl on you rock on the line.
Well, we interrupt this program to say good night to Waterflow, a son of Guyana.
I swing down there. Girl on me up and she night and day. Now let this go. Now let this go. Now let this go.
And Mr. Inderjeet Paul, you just missed it. We're inviting each and every one of you to this Saturday. It's going down Liberty Palace, the annual dinner and dance for the folks in Essequibo.
Darling, boy, what a feeling. Say, baby, I come to wine. Chase some of that, yeah, have a good time. It's all I want, yeah. So come give me all of that, yeah. I say, best believe, oh yeah. When I find it, girl, I'm not moving. How you grooving, yeah. Stay with me.
Zafra Said, good evening to you. Good night, guys. Take care. All the best.
I'm not too late. Have me losing it. And when she jam down there, then I jam down there. And when she ting down there, then I swing down there. Now let this go. Now let this go. Now let this go. Now let this go. The way she jam down there, then I jam down there. And then she swing down there, so I swing down there. Now let this go. Now let this go. Now let this go. The girl on me up and she night and day. Girl on me up when she wind down there. Girl on you rock on the line right there. Now give it up 'cause she nice right there. And when she ting down there, I swing down there. Girl on me up and she night and day. Now let this go. Now let this go. Now let this go. Now let this go. Right now me act like I catch a fever. Want to be a whining receiver. 'Cause all you do make me a believer.